"Hey, girlfriends! What's up?" exclaimed Jordan as she approached her two 20-something girlfriends sitting behind the dark wooden counter at the Dingo Sports Bar. Jordan and her three friends, co-workers, Shelley, Pam, and Emily, met almost every Friday after work to discuss gossip, grab a bite to eat, and see how many free drinks they could get from all the appreciative men who frequented this usually masculine place. Young, beautiful, well-proportioned girls were in short supply at the Dingo, so the bartender was very careful to make sure appetizers were in constant supply, but only charged the girls for one or two orders. He knew he would more than make up for the loss with the drinks that the men at the bar kept bringing to the girls' table. The girls asked for the drinks to be weak so they could drink more and maintain some semblance of self-control. Since he was interested in their repeat visit, he always honored their requests. Keep the customer happy, especially if it was in the best interest of the bar. The girls were harassed fairly regularly, but that was the general idea. If a guy showed his appreciation with a free drink and could keep up a lively, interesting conversation, he could just might be rewarded by having one or more of the girls accompany him to bed for a night of fun and pleasure. This fact Phil, the bartender, readily pointed out to any man who showed interest. Tonight, the girls had other thoughts on their minds. "Have you heard about Vicky Summers?" Pam asked her two friends, beginning the evening's portion of gossip. "I heard from John in accounting that she was served with divorce papers at the office today." "No shit, really?" said Shelley, her big brown eyes wide with surprise. "Oh my God, that sucks. Not just getting divorce papers, but doing it in front of everyone at work. Damn, that's rough." "Yeah, but speaking of divorce, they say her husband, Mike, caught her having fun with Jake Preston at their house. In their bed. I heard a rumor that Vicky and Jake were doing it pretty regularly. No one witnessed it, but the rumors were pretty persistent," Pam pondered, shaking her head. "What the fuck does Vicky see in Jake? He's an arrogant, lying asshole as far as I can tell." "Yeah, he's a real asshole, but she didn't want what was in his head, she wanted what was in his pants," Jordan snorted. "Have either of you slept with Jake?" Pam shook her head, frowning, and Shelley remained perfectly still and said nothing, but her silence spoke loud enough. Jordan knowingly grinned at Shelley, turned to Pam. "Well, rumor has it old Jakey has a pretty impressive stick and isn't shy about sharing it. Not that we'd know." "Really, Shelley?" Jordan teased. Shelley only stuck her tongue out at Jordan and smiled a sly little smile. Pam interjected, "Look, casual sex is one thing if you're single, but seeking adventure when you're married is another thing entirely, especially if your husband looks like Mike Summers. Now that's a trick." "I worked with him for a while, and he's a really great, nice guy. He's funny, smart, a real hottie, and he has a great job. What more could a girl want? I'd let him fuck me in the middle of a main street in rush hour if I thought it would make him interested in me. He's a real stud in my book," continued Pam, who was already worked up. "What the hell was Vicky thinking? That stupid slut deserves to lose him. What a dumbass bitch!" Pam spat out forcefully, almost exhaling air. Jordan replied, "Yeah, that's a fact. The dumb bitch fucked up her life for quick sex with a brainless loser." As soon as she got the papers, she sobbed hysterically and asked to leave, saying she needed to see her parents. "She ran away like a child to her mom and dad. Spoiled brat that she is," Jordan sighed and looked dreamily into the distance. Mike is just handsome. I'd marry him in a heartbeat." Shelley suddenly gasped. "You know what that means, girls. Mike Summers will soon be back on the market, so to speak. Losing Vicky could be our gain." Pam and Jordan smiled, slightly sly smiles, and almost simultaneously said, "Ooh, yes, let the games begin." They all raised their glasses in cheers. They laughed a little at the joke when 3 new drinks were served by the bartender, who announced that the drinks were ordered by the big guy in the blue suit behind the bar. The girls raised their drinks in appreciation of their new benefactor and giggled, wondering if the guy really thought he could handle all 3. They went back to their conversation. Soon, Pam looked a little thoughtful and asked, "Does Emily know about Vicky and the divorce? You know how close she is to Vicky. Like sisters. Where is she anyway? Isn't she coming over tonight?" Jordan nodded slightly and said, "As far as I know, she's coming, but she's been stuck in board meetings for the past 3 days taking dictation notes. And then she has to transcribe the notes to prepare some documents. She probably won't be here until half an hour later. She has a good job, but when she has to do transcripts of board meetings, she has to put her best foot forward. I guess every plus has its flaws. Girls, we need to be careful what we say about Vicky in Emily's presence. Vicky might be lame or a cheating slut, but she's actually a good person, Shelley muttered, grinning widely. Everyone laughed at Shelley's joke, but Shelley interjected, "No, seriously, guys. We don't want to offend Emily by making fun of her friend." Everyone nodded in agreement. Jordan said softly, "I think we should tell her what we know in case she hasn't heard. Since she's been busy the last 3 days, she probably hasn't talked to Vicky. I worked with her in board meetings once, and I thought it was going to kill me. It's a damn grueling job." "Shh! Emily just walked in. Be cool, ladies." Emily saw her friends and waved her hand in acknowledgement, confidently heading towards their table with a friendly smile. She realized that all eyes in the place were on her, so she straightened up a little higher and slightly jutted out her huge breasts. Her red hair flowed slightly behind her and only added to the effect. Emily looked a little tired, but her little gait perked her up and revitalized the atmosphere of the bar as she approached the booth. "Hey, Emily, you look great, girl. Damn, you know how to present yourself," Pam said admiringly. "Hey, girlfriends, sorry I'm so late. Have you been waiting long?" Emily said in her soft southern voice. Shelley replied with a warm smile, "We didn't wait, girl. We started without you." "Okay, so I have some catching up to do, and I need some liquid comfort after the past week." Emily sighed loudly and took a seat in the booth, visibly relaxed. The four friends inquired how everyone was doing and continued pleasant conversation about nothing important for a while until at least 3 drinks and new dishes were brought to the table. The bartender lingered for a while, ostensibly to make sure everything was in order and they were taken care of. But it was quite obvious that he was actually here to be as close as possible to the stunning vision that had just walked in. Emily was beautiful, long strawberry blonde hair with soft curls that played around her face. Her bright green eyes held you captive if you made eye contact. Her body was trim, with subtle curves in her long muscular legs. She was the epitome of femininity, and to top it all off, a sweet, caring person. Her soft voice with a gentle southern accent could melt the phone in your hand if she was on the other end. Emily was special, and everyone knew it but her. The bartender was a puppy at her beck and call, and she became even more attached to him, touching his hand and saying, "Thank you, Phil. You're always so good to us. You're just a sweetie." Phil glowed and said, "If you ladies need anything, let me know." He trotted back to the bar with a springy stride. "Damn, girl, the way you do it. You could ask him for his car and he'd give you the keys and license without even asking why. You should teach lessons," Pam marveled. "I love watching men melt at your feet." "Oh, come on, Pammy. I just like to show people that I appreciate what they do for me, that's all," Emily said playfully. "I guess I should ask him what kind of car he drives," said Emily, flashing her eyes. They all laughed a little at that and continued catching up. Jordan was the only one who finally broached the subject of Vicky and Mike. "Have you talked to Vicky lately?" Emily looked questioningly at her friends, waiting for her answer. "No, not since Monday. I've been too busy to talk to anyone," Emily replied cautiously. "Why? What's going on? What happened?" Emily asked nervously because everyone was looking at her. Jordan paused for a moment and then said quite seriously, "Vicky got the divorce papers at the office today." "Oh, God, no," sighed Emily. "She must be devastated. Mike must have found out about her indiscretion. How is she going to survive this? Oh, God, what is she going to do?" Emily shook her head, muttered quietly, and tried to comprehend the enormity of this news and its effect on her friend. She sat silent for a while, deep in thought, and continued to shake her head sadly. The others watched her intently for a while, and then they each decided to give Emily some time to think and started a quiet conversation between the 3 of them. Suddenly, Emily pulled out her cell phone and pressed a few keys. "Hi. Yes, it's me. I just found out what happened. Are you okay, sweetie?" "No, of course not. I'm so sorry. What can I do?" Do you want me to come over? No, you shouldn't be alone right now. It's too serious. It hurts too much. Oh, honey, you go ahead and cry. I'll be there. I can be there in 15 or 20 minutes. No, that's what friends are for. I'll come, and I won't take no for an answer. Oh, you poor darling, I was just leaving. Hold on, honey, I'm coming. Bye-bye. Emily closed the phone and sighed heavily. She immediately started packing her things. I'm sorry, girls, but I have to go. I have a friend who desperately needs a shoulder. How much do I owe? Emily panted, pulling out her wallet. Don't be silly, Emily. We got this. You haven't eaten anything anyway. You just go take care of Vicky. Give her our love and ask if there's anything we can do to help. Shelley waved her arms in a sign of sweeping her out and stood up to give Emily a hug. Vicky is very lucky to have a friend like you. You're a doll, baby. Now get out of here and do what you can. Emily hugged her friends and ran out of the bar, giving Phil a kiss and a wave. All eyes in the place followed her. The three girls sat down and started discussing general topics, but the conversation tended to go back to Mike and Vicky. Half an hour passed quickly under the haze of the new drinks. The girls were already beginning to feel the effects. The conversation lulled and resumed, but always returned to Vicky and Mike. Mostly about how unworthy Vicky was of Mike and how they would all pursue Mike when Vicky was a thing of the past. Pam suddenly sat up straight. Did you say something about Vicky going to see her parents today? Yes, I heard her say she was going to her parents when she left the office. She was very upset, Jordan said, perplexed, wondering what Pam was thinking. I know Vicky's parents live in Tampa, Florida, and that's, 5 or 6 hours away? Unless Vicky went to her parents, Emily couldn't go to her, Pam pondered. There was silence in the group for a while as their alcohol-soaked brains took in and processed the new information. Shit! She's not going to help Vicky! She's going to Mike! Shelley suddenly exclaimed. Shit! The other two spat out. Phil, can we get the bill, please? We need to go.